Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to TerickTime at Dolphin Cove, aka The Cake Project. It has been coming along swimmingly through between episodes. Hello. And I have a few things to catch you up on, but first of all, did you see the Enderman farm, the It's Raining Men farm I made in the last episode? It is phenomenal, and thank you so very much for all of your positive feedback on that one. I truly do appreciate it. But without further ado, let me get you caught up on what I've been doing. And you may have noticed, there's a couple of fancy little new buildings here. So in the last episode, these two were just a couple of little dirt sketches, and I really like how this has kind of come together. Just a little bit of a shed and a little bit of a grain silo here. Nothing too crazy. I might have had a piece of cake. It was delicious. And moving on, I have a little bit of a grain silo here with a couple of little nozzles to get the grain out. I think that kind of is my idea going into these composters with, some stuff in them, just a character and what not. And then a little bit of a rain chain coming down into a cauldron here filled with some water and just fun little things that just make my face happy. But there is also a few other things that I will need to get you caught up on that I did between episodes, just kind of some grindy little wee projects. For preparation of the giant red and blue bouncy castle, I have been working on collecting some more materials, i.e. mainly the birch log, which has come along quite well. But I did not do that by hand. I would rather not chop up a whole bunch of... Ooh, hello. Birch by hand when I could simply just go over there. When I put that little scaffolding tower up, I realized there was a fancy little place right over here. Look at this. Look, just check this out. It's a big hole. I didn't dig it. Well, I dig it. I dig it. But I figured it is a perfect little place to pop in a little tree farm. So this is a design by yours truly for oak and birch trees, and it is wonderfully fantastic. Don't judge me. Yes, I'm using a TNT duper, but its rates are spectacular. I got like a double chest of birch in 20 minutes, I think. So yeah, plus I can use all that other oak stuff as well to make, chests and barrels and all those other fun stuffs and goodies. No, I don't have a tutorial or anything like that, but if somebody did want a schematic, I would be more than happy to drop that in my Discord. Shameless plug. Okay, it was a little bit shameful, but I have one other thing I need to show you. I spent a little bit of time cleaning up my nether. Instead of just little torchy paths, there's now stone slab pathy paths and a little bit better signage, so I was getting lost in my own nether. It was awful. So I've taken care of that, but that's not the exciting part. I know it's just nether paths. It's whatever, but I set up a massive copper aging area. Yeah, this took a little bit of a while, but I can now oxidize 10 stacks of copper here. And everything is nicely spaced 4 blocks apart. So I've got the carpets on the bottom for showing me this one. And then I've got the frog lights up at the top. So I can just kind of, break and then get my new copper and put it down there. Not super high tech, but it works for me. And I am going to be needing a lot of this copper in the cake project coming soon up. So it was a really good thing to get this kind of taken care of. And now I don't have to think about it anymore, which is fantastic. But now, we should probably get going with the episode, right? Right, okay, back to Dolphin Cove. In the last couple of weeks, I have been slowly working on does this classify as a medium or a small chest monster? I think it's a small, but still, this is very unlike me. But I just cannot be bothered to keep flying stuff back to the mega base to bring it back here, which is where I'm doing all of my building lately. So I think I'm going to stop fighting it, and I'm going to be making myself a home away from home storage room at the cake project. And originally, I know things change, but hear me out. Originally, this here was going to be where I was going to put it, i.e., which is why I was kind of putting my shulker monster here. I have since decided that this is a bad place for it, because if one was to be standing down by the Milo statue and look up, you'd see basically none of the big build at the back. It literally was going to cover pretty much all of that. And that was no good. I didn't like that. The sightline was wrong. It didn't work. It didn't feel right, which is why I couldn't pull the trigger on it. But I have now come with a solution. Up near the top, we've got the main big old building going in here. And then we've got this little plateau here, which is not big enough. I am going to have to do some expansions and kind of bring this out pretty close to where that one is, but where this is enough to have a pathy path run all the way around. So I might do a little something else, like another tier in here, or sorry, another layer of the cake. But I think that's going to work out quite well. So first things first, I am going to grab some stony bricks, and I'm going to just quickly make my old little platform here just a smidgen bigger. Yeah, I will do so and come right back. Well, that looks just about ready to get going here, but unfortunately I did have to do a few, well, more tweaking than I kind of originally wanted to. That this used to be like all the way over here, and I was all the way over there. So I do have enough room to kind of do a little bit of nonsense around the building here, and then enough to hopefully make like a little bit of a pathy path just kind of winding around here. First, I need to put some grass there, but subject to change, of course. But, you know, we could also always, you know, do a little jutty outbit for like a viewing sitting area there. That would be kind of nice. And, you know, then maybe one day we'll have the pathy path wind to another tier over here just for something to do there, which I really like. This feels much better than where I was going to be putting it before. So without a further ado, sorry, my brain just completely shut down there for a moment. We're gonna kick this off into a fancy old time lapse. So grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, and let's get building. Oh me, oh my, Olanta. It's a fancy storage building. I don't know why I love building storage buildings so much, but they're just so much fun for me. And as I kind of started doing in the last episode, I left a whole bunch of the detailing work out of the time lapse in order to kind of have a little more to show off. So let's do that. First of all, I added a whole bunch of more detailing to the outside of the building here, and I'm just gonna free camera. So lots more little details with the kind of the orange sandstone, the acacia, the coppers going across there. A lot of those leaves just kind of coming off of the roof there, doing all sorts of little things. A little bit more of the copper there. Little flower beds into these windows here, and these windows are designed on purpose to not have anything because it's a storage room. I would like to be able to fly in and out. So I have the big opening up at the top here, the smaller windows here, and I've been practicing, getting pretty good at doing a little swoop in there. So really like how the outside of this building came, and then the inside is fully done up as well. Coming in here, I need to come up with a custom banner, but I really wanted to figure out how to make like a dolphin on a banner, but I couldn't figure it out. But if anybody's good with banners and is able to figure something out, that would be super cool. Super cool. But then a biome. Hello, my gorgeous interior. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So I have oodles of storage now, which is fantastic. And yes, I am going to start moving my shulker monster in here, and I'll move between episodes. I'm thinking that that's a good kind of off-camera thing for me to do. But I just love the feel in here, the cozy, the greenery, the spore blossom, which is hidden away, but still giving its lovely little particles. But this is oh so very good. I just love it. Oh, and I have a little side door here as well. So what I would like to do now is I'd like to bring the area around here a little bit more alive. And I would like to bring you along for that this time. I know typically I'm like, hey, I've done the build, and then I spend the next 3 or 4 days decorating, and then you get to see. But I'll show you a little bit more of my thought process this time. After I'm gonna go get my shulker monster over here because I know I'm gonna need a lot of those blocks. So yeah, 1 second. It's so much worse when I put it in one small room. Oh yeah, this is gonna take a while to organize. But as I said, I would like to work on some of the decorating with you. So first things first is always for me is getting some pathy paths put in. So this pathy path needs to come along here, and we needed to connect to the stairs. We needed to connect to there, that ramp over there, and our side door over there. So once I get that kind of established, I'm going to start looking at some sightlines about, you know, where do I want things to be? Where do I want things to look? Where do I want to draw the attention of the person coming up the pathy path? That reminds me, 1 second. Remember when I said the sightline for the storage building didn't work in the original place I had? I wanted to show you what I was actually meaning. Now that you've seen the build and I'm not spoiling it, let's take a quick look. Here would be our point of view. That is the new storage building, kind of in behind the windmill a little bit. That's okay. That is the big build. But now, if I turn Lightmatica on, yeah, I was not happy with that. I want to be able to see the magnificence in behind it. Well, it's not magnificent yet, but it will be. In my brain, it's magnificent already. But I know. Anyway, back to decorating. Good morning. It is the next morning for me, and over my morning cup of coffee, I did a little bit of a planning because yesterday I hit a creative roadblock. So I took a break, which is the responsible thing to do. But let me show you what we're going to work on today. First of all, I have this wee little nook here, and I kind of thought I'm going to try and come up with some type of little market stall, maybe like a little cart with an awning. And because we're kind of going with the wheat theme, we're going to be selling bread. It's for funsies. This area, I want to keep something very quite low to the ground. so that when you're coming up to the stairs, you can kind of see the building. I don't want like a big bushy tree here and covering everything. Maybe a little tree kind of in the corner here. But I do want to maintain that sight line of this right when you come up to the stairs, the tower. So this little part along the wall here, I'm going to have to decorate, well, a little bit of TLC onto the wall, and then some kind of short-ish, medium, kind of skinny trees kind of coming up here, and then we'll just do some foliage and flowers and whatnot along here to make that pretty. Then over here, I'm thinking I can build up a wee little bit of a fountain, something of that nature, a little bench to be able to sit and enjoy the fountain and look up at the mega build eventually. And then this little space here is going to be a little bit more medium skinny trees. So kind of just some kind of trees kind of covering up the wall a little bit. So I don't have to do too much TLC on the wall, thankfully. And then I wrote warrior statue, but I'm gonna have to play with that one because I have an idea. I don't know if it's gonna work or not yet, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm thinking. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I think, is I'm just gonna quickly run through and do some TLC on the wall here, which I will not bore you with. So I will get my stuff and be right back. TLC has been applied to the walls, which I might have got a little bit heavy on this section, but I do like it still. And then a little bit of TLC up onto the stairs, just mixing in some of the regular stone stairs and just bringing that texturing kind of through over yonder. I have not done around back yet, but that is something I can do on a later date. I have also thrown up these little posts with the red banners just for a little bit of color pop. It's a little weird right now with that tower being blue and red, but once that is a white gradient going up with the red mangrovey roof, that should help significantly kind of bring this little pop of color back into fruition. Now, I would like to work on some trees, and I'm going to be doing the trees similar to the little fancy trees that I did down there. So they're the deep slate walls with the spruce leaves and the spruce fences. And I do like the kind of little ovally shape that I was able to achieve here. So what I need to do now is figure out where I want to put them. So the trees being kind of like a 5 across, I wouldn't want to put it here because then it's going to be touching the wall and the walls. So I'm going to bring that out a little bit, potentially 1, 2. It's going to be close to the lamppost, but I think we can make that work. And then I do want to have a little bit of sight line of the wall between the trees. So if this one does kind of a 1, 2, and then if we have this block open, maybe this block open, and then that'll be a 1, 2 kind of there. Like it looks quite far apart right now, but let me get these little suckers built real quick and then we'll take a look. Not too shabby. I like that. I like it a lot. Now, that gives me a little bit of wall here still, so I can throw some vines or some other bushes kind of climbing up the wall like an ivy greenery. Unfortunately, this little space here is a little bit too narrow to kind of put a full tree, but maybe I can make like a little wee one maybe, but maybe not. Maybe we'll just do a little bit of greenery kind of climbing up the wall. Now, the only other thing that I need to do is I do have a little bit of a lighting issue right here between that lamppost and that lamppost. So I'm going to fix that via one little piece of lichen tucked in behind the tree. Now that lighting problem is solved, and you don't even notice that it's there. Fantastic. And I have been working to kind of make sure that all of this is covered. I still have a torch here because the market stall will have a light. And then whatever kind of flower garden I put in here, I can hide some lichen. And there's one other spot up in here. I do need to make a couple more trees, kind of similar to that one there. That is a flat spot. I don't like that. We're just gonna, not that leaf. We're gonna take that leaf. That's better. Okay. So I'm gonna whip up a couple more trees here, and I gotta figure out a fountain still. I haven't figured that out, but I have figured out the statue in my old brain. So I'm gonna whip up a couple of trees, and then let's make a warrior statue. Okay, in my messy inventory is a statue. I know, right? Wait. Oh, I'm forgetting one thing. Honeycomb. Definitely need some honeycomb. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna build up a wee little bit of a platform here, and our fancy little statue friend is going to reside on this little platform. Platform is subject to change. This is just something to get me going. So instead of doing a super speedy one of just my point of view, I'm just going to do a quick little replay just to make it a wee bit easier for you to see the statue be aboard. Let's go. And welcome back from that time lapse. I have been a busy boy because I realized the episode was starting to get a very bit lengthy. So let me quickly show you in a few of the smaller things that I've now done since I built that statue. Fantastic, isn't it? So I built a wee little bit of a fountain here and a little flower cart. And one thing I didn't realize, but I am so very happy about, is that little resource pack I have for the flowers. It works on the flowers in the pots too. So good. So very good. So I have a wee little bit of a fountain here with, it was a little awkward because it's a 4x4 and there's no middle. So I did a thing. I think I like it. I think I like it. A couple of wee little benches, some landscaping. I prettied up the little plateau pedestal thingamajigger that the statue was on. Really like how this came out. This is a design I kind of came up with a long time ago, but I updated the texturing. So bringing in the copper, changing up the shield a little bit from just other things. And yeah, I really like how this kind of look turned out. It's, you know, like a warrior holding a shield and a big old battle axe. It's party. I like it. And then a little bit more landscaping here, a fancy little pond here, and with some tropical fish. I'm gonna go with this. This is a koi pond. It's a fancy little koi pond. I like it. It's pretty. And then the little market stall as well. This I like it, but I feel like it's missing something, but I can't quite put my finger on it. But I'm running out of time to record this episode, so that is just gonna have to be the way it is. But bread. Everybody loves bread. It's good. It's delicious. So now that all of that is done, I think the main thing that still needs to be done is a look with some shiders. And I love it. It's so pretty. It's so pretty with the setting sun and the so very nice. I love it. It's so very nice. It's cozy. It's homey. It's lush. It's green. It feels. I would live here. I would live here. I would love to live here. Right, minus the shulker monster. I can't do it anymore. Like, as soon as I am done editing this episode, that is going. Anyway, love it. I hope you do too. And I'm gonna do a little scenic time-lapsey thing here so you can kind of get a bit of a visual while the episode is coming to an end. But thank you so very much, everybody, for your continued support. This last year has been absolutely mind-blowing, and if you were still at this end of the episode, thank you so very much for your continued support. It is... Y'all have blown my world and changed everything, and it is absolutely spectacular, so thank you so very much. And until next time, folks, thank you so much for sharing your day with me. I truly do appreciate it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.